Hey everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here with reaction to the breaking news in the NFL earlier on Tuesday that the New York Jets had fired head coach Robert Saleh after only 5 games in the 2024 season. The Jets were 2-3. They just lost to Minnesota in London over the weekend. But I did not have Robert Saleh being the first head coach fired this season and being fired 5 games in. I think this is just a baffling and confusing decision. Jets fans can say that Robert Saleh was the issue. Yeah, was he a great coach? No, he was not. But he was the furthest thing from the problem with this team. The offense is awful. And that is not Robert Saleh's responsibility. He's the head coach, but Nathaniel Hackett, who was hired because of Aaron Rodgers, that offense has been awful. It's generated 27 points in the last two, not 27, 26, because they lost 10-9. So, generated 26 points in the last 2 games. Aaron Rodgers is 15th in the NFL in passing yardage, 1,093, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's 21st in the NFL at 49.1 QBR. What are we doing? We're just scapegoating people. We're scapegoating people for quarterbacks. And it's just like, if this were anybody else not named Aaron Rodgers probably gets benched. He has not been good this year. He's been pretty average outside of the one game against the Patriots, and the Patriots stink. He has not been good. He threw 3 interceptions in that game against Minnesota. Like, why does this have to be Robert Saleh's fault? Why does this have to be Robert Saleh's fault? Why does it have to happen 5 games into the season when you're 1 game out of first place in your division? I get it, you had 2 pretty bad losses, but Robert Saleh, for all of his faults, went 7-10 in back-to-back seasons. You might be snickering at yourself, Mike, what the hell is the importance of that? He went 7-10 when he lost his star quarterback 4 snaps into the season. 4 snaps into the season, went 7-10 with Zach Wilson as his quarterback. Like, seriously, why does Robert Saleh have to lose his job? I understand that the feeling that you have the sense that the season is slipping away, but that doesn't mean you have to automatically go to the coach. And because Aaron Rodgers' buddy, Nathaniel Hackett, got a job after he had one of the worst head coaching tenures for one season in Denver, because he's buddies with Aaron Rodgers, he still has a job, but Robert Saleh doesn't. That is stupid. So Jeff Ulbrich is going to be the interim coach for now. I don't know if they'll bring somebody in. A lot of people are going to say, yeah, Bill Belichick. It would be hilarious if the Jets, after 20 years of hating him for walking out the door on them years ago, would come back. I don't think that's going to happen. But this is such a dysfunctional organization, and this is what happens when you basically sell your soul for a quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers, at 40 years old, is not what he used to be. He's not as bad as Deshaun Watson, and he's not getting paid as much money as Deshaun Watson. But still, this is a direct product of a dysfunctional organization selling out for a quarterback. And I'm not saying that Robert Saleh was going to, end up being the head coach at the end of the season. A lot of Jets fans are saying that should have been happening in the offseason. It's like, listen, there are far worse coaches than Robert Saleh for the New York Jets. And he is going to find a coordinator job very, very easily. Hell, if things don't work out in San Francisco with Steve Wilks, I would not be shocked if Kyle Shanahan tried to go get Robert Saleh when he's free in the offseason. So if that happens, Robert Saleh is not going to have a hard time finding work. And, doing this 5 games into the season just really, I don't get what you accomplish here. You're not solving the problem. You're not. Your offense still sucks. Your defense is fine. Your defense is one of the more talented ones in the league. The offense is not good. Devontae Adams isn't going to fix anything. This is all coming down to the fact that, Woody Johnson's got to put his name on it, but he knows he is indebted to Aaron Rodgers, because this organization has not made the playoffs in a really long time, and they are really just trying to do everything they can to make Aaron Rodgers happy, because when he's not, it gets really ugly. And you could see the signs of that early on when he shoved Robert Saleh away after scoring a touchdown against the Patriots early in the season. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And moving it forward, seeing this situation happen and knowing what's going on with my football team, the Cleveland Browns, I'm starting to get really concerned that Kevin Stefanski is going to end up being the scapegoat in this whole thing, because the head coach seemingly is always at fault if a star quarterback fails. I'm hoping that because Kevin Stefanski is a two-time coach of the year and took this organization to the playoffs twice in the last 4 years, that counts for something, and they just made a bad investment in a bad, overrated, and, really just a deplorable quarterback, a deplorable human being in Deshaun Watson. But on some level, I can understand why the Jets want to make Aaron Rodgers happy, but at the same time, Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't been good this year. And a lot of that has to do with his guy, Nathaniel Hackett, calling plays, is not good at his job. So if you're going to fire Robert Saleh, you should have at least fired Nathaniel Hackett. And if it was going to be one or the other, it should have been Nathaniel Hackett, because that's the problem with this team. But I know why they didn't do it, because Aaron Rodgers wanted the coach fired. That's what happened here. That's really what happened. And to me, if you're one of these Jets fans who wants to, disguise the issue and basically say, oh, we did the right thing, we fired Robert Saleh. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. There are far worse coaches in the NFL than what the Jets had. And good luck finding a better head coach. Good luck. Because if this season starts to deteriorate even more with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, I don't know who the hell is going to want to coach this team. Which is why I'm telling people with the Browns, be careful what you wish for if you want to fire Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, Mike Vrabel's in the building, but who's to say that he wants to even coach the Browns? Just because he's a consultant on staff doesn't mean that he wants to be the head coach of the Browns. Same thing would apply for Mike Vrabel if you go and the Jets wanted to hire him. Who's to say that he wants to coach this team? It's a bad run franchise. I mean, Woody Johnson also, maybe he's asserting his authority because he was the UK ambassador under Donald Trump. and he didn't make this hire of Robert Saleh when it happened all those years ago, back in 2021, in 2020, 2021, when he got the job after the great job that he did with the 49ers. But yeah, this is a baffling move. I did not have a 2-3 team that looked like clear sailing, firing their coach 5 games into the season when you've got 1-4 teams littered all over the NFL. You've got Nick Sirianni. He's the one coach who, with one of these middle of the road records that I could see getting fired, because he's really holding back the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Eagles haven't moved off of him. They're not admitting their mistake. The Jets, like I said, all this tells me is that Aaron Rodgers has more influence and power in that organization than he probably deserves. Guy's won 1 Super Bowl. Yeah, he's a great quarterback. But what the fuck has he done in the last 3-4 years, man, to even warrant this kind of control? To have Nathaniel Hackett, who had one of the worst head coaching tenures in modern professional football, him and Urban Meyer are right up there, one and done seasons. To bring him in as your offensive coordinator when he hadn't called plays in his career, and that's supposed to fix everything, and you don't fire him when the offense is the problem, not the defense. What are we doing? What are we doing? So, congratulations, Jets. You made another bad mistake. It probably was going to happen later in the season. Like I said, Robert Saleh, this was year 4, but to do it at this juncture in the season just doesn't make a ton of sense at all, especially given who you kept on staff. So, that's my thoughts here. We'll have a lot more on the Mad Sports Show as well. I'm sure Danny and Andrew are going to have a lot of thoughts on this. That'll come out on Wednesday morning. Thanks for all the support and love here. I have another Browns thoughts coming out here later on in the day. One of my all-time most interactive posts, close to 4,000 views. And I haven't been able to keep track of the likes, but insane growth because of that Deshaun Watson and that loss to the Commanders post for Browns thoughts. So we'll have some more on that. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe here on the channel. Obviously, a lot of wrestling content as well. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you guys very soon.